Hey friends, it's Stacy with Kzoo Keto, and we have another Cookbook Keto here for you. This recipe is a little different. It's sort of mine, sort of not mine. I have a book series that I've been reading for a couple of years by Joanne Fluke. It's a Hannah Swenson Cozy Mystery series, and every single book has probably at least a half a dozen recipes in it. A long time ago I was like, why don't I start ketoizing those? So this is one of them. This is a chicken tetrazzini casserole. Kind of looks like a lot of stuff, but it's actually pretty simple. So you need cheddar cheese, you need onion, you need pimentos, and boy was it not easy to find those.
Whoa, hold on. Real onion?
Real onion.
Nate is going to lose his stuff. He's going to lose
chicken. So this chicken has been pre-Stacy'd. No, this chicken has been Stacyized. That's what I want to say.
And what is Stacyized?
So, here, you can come in.
Glad you asked. Yes. It means it's been basically beaten to smithereens and it's like just fragments of what its former glory was. Although I am proud of you. There's dark meat in that.
So we don't know for sure if Nate likes dark meat.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't.
I figure there's enough flavor with everything else, and this is pulverized. He's never gonna know. And I'm not a fan of dark meat either, and I'm doing this, so.
I mean, major kudos.
This was a thing because it had skin and it had bones. And I was retching through the whole thing. Anyway, back to the ingredients. We're using Miracle noodles. This is the spaghetti noodle. We have had this in the past. Does a pretty good job. It's not like the rice. The rice is a little weird. The spaghetti's pretty okay. It doesn't really taste like much. It just gives you that texture of, hey, there's pasta in there.
I'm eating noodles.
And then I also pre-chopped up my green bell pepper. We're going to need butter, sour cream cheese, salt, got the pink salt, chicken broth, green chilies, minced garlic, and black pepper. So let's get to it. Okay, so we're making this because we have the kids who are not keto and us who are keto and Nate who gets stuck trying the keto stuff. I'm kind of splitting this into two. So right here I have cooked pasta noodles. It was weird making these. Like they feel weird and everything. I'm not used to it. And I have 2 packages of the cognac noodles, and basically all I'm doing is just rinsing them really well. Since they're going into a dish that's going to be cooked, I'm not going to bother trying to cook them first. So for those noodles, you're going to want about 1.5 cups of cooked noodles if you're doing 2 different types like us. So the non-keto, I don't know why I'm air bunnying that. The non-keto noodles, 1.5 cups. Keto noodles, 1.5 cups. Pretty sure we got a little more than that in both of them, but you know what, that's fine. For the onion, you're going to want it diced. And I finally learned to take the easy way out when it comes to onion. Let's see if I can fight with this thing like I usually do.
What are you going to do, make onion paste?
No. Ready? Give it a little shaky shake. One more. And it's done. Look at that. Look at that. First thing we're going to do is we're going to put our spaghetti in a bowl. So with your chicken, you can either do this like I do, or you can cube it. You need 1.5 cups of chicken. We're just going to eyeball this because I don't really want any leftover. I've made this before with chicken breast, and it's great because then I have leftovers and I can use it for all kinds of things, and I love it. And I don't know if I'm gonna love this, so I don't want leftovers right now. We have a crap load of chicken thighs frozen that if I do, I can just make those up and have Greg make them up because I'm not dealing with that again. And we'll have, you know, prepped chicken.
I don't know. Maybe. Does she know, guys? What do you think? You do know you can buy boneless, skinless chicken breast, right? And boneless chicken.
We buy boneless, skinless chicken breast all the time.
It's chicken thighs. Boneless, skinless chicken thighs.
Well, that's not what we had. Then we're going to add half of a green onion to each bowl. Remember, we're doubling this.
Each bowl is a serving, yeah?
Each bowl is its own casserole.
Okay.
So we got the non-keto casserole and the keto casserole. Now you need about 1/4 cup of the pimentos. So I'm judging that jar to have been about 1/2 cup, so I'm putting half in one and half in the other. And I did not realize until I was this many years old that pimentos are actually peppers. Then we're gonna do half of the onion in one and half of the onion in the other. So my bad, I said cheddar cheese and I actually meant Italian cheese. Italian. 1/4 cup green chilies. We use these a lot. I complain about the heat a lot. They are spicy. But if you get the regular ones, you can use half a can to a whole can, whatever suits your flavor. Get all those in, and you're gonna give them a good stir. Well, okay, not a good, like stir them up, but don't go crazy unless your bowl is big enough to handle it. But we're just mixing the flavors and also breaking up the noodles a little bit. In here, I've got 8 ounces of cream cheese and 4 tablespoons of Kerrygold butter. We're gonna do this twice because the kids get the regular butter, not the good butter. But we're gonna melt this in the microwave. It's done in the microwave. It was not coming together, so I took a little, another whisk attachment and just kind of whisked it up, so now it's all nice and creamy. Now we're gonna add 1/2 cup of chicken broth. I'm gonna get that all whisked up in there too. Now we're gonna add this to this. And then we're gonna stir it up. I forgot the all-important first step. Preheat your oven to 350. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. As you can see, they're all mixed up. And a full teaspoon of pepper.
I approve.
I thought you might. I don't dig it, but you know what? There's enough other stuff in there. I don't know what's in there. Alright, so we're gonna get that all stirred up.
That's the normal noodles, and these are the keto noodles.
Keto ones, yes. These are the cognac noodles that we've had before that sounded like I was killing baby aliens in the pan. That was kind of fun. Squeal, piggy, squeal.
Alright, so then you take that into a pre-greased and or sprayed avocado oil, right?
1.5 quart pan, which we get these things. They're great for when we're making food to take places. But this works for at home too.
By the way, Nate,
You're skipping ahead.
real onion.
What is the occasion?
Would you like to
I
respond?
learned how to use the food processor to cut it.
Oh. God bless the food processor.
So Greg skipped ahead on me.
Tee.
Supposed to put the cheese in and stir that up too. So this is 2 cups. Supposed to only be half of it. 2 cups total. 1 cup, 1 cup.
So you're robbing from the kids.
Well, we're going to do the rest of it in a minute. And just kind of mix that up in there. And this, honestly, if you want to save yourself a dish or something and you have a casserole pan that's big enough, you could just mix it up right in the casserole pan. That's actually what I did the first time. I'm going to get this one mixed up and then we'll dump it in the other bowl pan.
And have fun pooping that out, kids.
One more thing to add. So when I type this recipe up and put it in the description box below, it's going to be in order. It is not in order in my iPad. So you need to add 1/2 teaspoon of minced garlic to your mixture. So this is going to get all mixed up again. We're going to throw the other package of cheese on top and throw it in the oven for 45 minutes. All set to go. Also made these biscuits to go with dinner tonight. I have talked about these on our social media before. We have a monthly subscription to get these every month from Amazon. They're like the best keto-friendly biscuits, flavor-wise, that we've had. I don't even remember what they are. They're not bad for macros either. 2 net carbs right there in big letters on the bottom. Anyway, these are really good. And one of these days, when I'm not super excited about making them, I will actually try the little suggestion they have on the back about mixing in cheese and spices and making them a little more savory. But we have these for dinner tonight too. It's all done. Kids have already been served. With ours,
Wow,
we ended up putting it in under the broiler for a little bit because our top oven, this is very goopy.
It looks very goopy.
The top oven doesn't work that great.
It's because your noodles were probably pretty moist when they went in there. Maybe you need to let it sit.
Or we can just eat it in a bowl.
I mean, that one looks way more appetizing.
I think I said earlier in the video that when I made this before, I did not have any noodles or pimentos because we didn't have noodles and I couldn't find pimentos. So one thing I have learned, if you do the noodles, make sure you dry them off. Had to put it back in with some xanthan gum to thicken it up a little bit, and now we're serving it in a bowl. I want to say I almost prefer it without the noodles.
The noodles have a very odd consistency.
Yeah, it's because she didn't like cook them first.
Okay, avoid your teeth.
It's yeah.
So I did the noodles completely wrong. Sorry, follow the instructions on the noodles.
No, it's like it's. If I was blind taste testing this, I would not know that I was eating noodles.
Like, what is that little squidgy thing in there that's moving around as a chew?
Yes, like the flavor is good.
There's no flavor to the noodles.
The flavor of the dish.
Everything's mixed together.
What were those one noodles that you used a couple of weeks ago?
That was low carb pasta.
Because those tasted like regular noodles.
Wait a second. You looked at me weird about asking for hot sauce. It's got green chilies in it, which is generally what the hot sauce is made.
But it's also got bell pepper. But technically it's got 3 different types of pepper.
No, mine has 4 because I have red pepper, which is cayenne pepper, which is also what hot sauce is made out of.
I thought red pepper flakes were made out of bell peppers.
No.
They would not be spicy.
That is not a bell pepper on the label. Okay,
It's chili pepper.
never mind.
It's a chili pepper.
What do you think of the biscuits?
They're good.
Aren't they really good?
Yeah.
I love them. Nate, how do you feel about dark meat?
How do you eat?
Do you like chicken thighs and chicken legs, as long as they're not on the bone?
No, not as a rule.
Would you know that you're eating it right now?
As long as I'm not eating large chunks of the meat, I don't generally care. As a general rule, I do not care for dark meat. Like
I don't either.
If it's mixed in with like sauces and cheese and God knows what. But if I'm eating a piece of chicken with a sauce on it, I don't really like dark meat. If I'm eating a piece of fried chicken, I do not want dark meat. If I'm eating turkey, I do not want dark meat.
It has a weird
It's very oily.
texture. Yeah, it's oily, but then like
feel like
it's
there's-
also kind of rubbery.
More tendons and ligaments.
Well, I can tell you I did not have fun cooking it. I told him a while back that I was like, I kind of want to try to start eating it because it has more fat in it. So I was like, I kind of want to try to do it, but I know I have an issue with it. Like if you were just to cook it and put a sauce on it, like what you were saying, because of that texture, like the texture. Ugh. And yes, it is oily, which is probably the fat. But I was like, okay, I'm gonna, because I was going through the freezer and we had like 60 pounds of freaking frozen chicken thighs.
Slight exaggeration.
So I was like, okay, I'm gonna use this and I'm gonna blitz the crap out of it like I normally do, and I won't be able to tell. And then I was asking him, I was like, do you know if do you know if Nate likes dark meat or not? He was like, I don't think he does. I was like, well, what he doesn't know isn't gonna hurt him.
If you had asked me ahead of time if I would eat dark meat, my answer would have been different than the question about tuna steak. I would have been more shocked that you were even considering the notion.
I mean, I thought about it. I have a whole 6-pack of canned tuna steaks.
No meat should be eaten out of a can, ever.
Well, no, you wouldn't eat it out of a can. You just take it out of the can and then...
No meat should ever be consumed that came
It'll
from
be
a can.
fine. It'll taste just fine.
No meat that ever came out of a can
You said the
should
same
ever
thing
be
about
consumed.
the canned chicken.
Canned chicken actually is the exception when you're making chicken salad.
They literally take a piece of chicken and they shove it into the can with water. It's pretty much how that operates. I don't even know if the chicken's actually dead. Could be a live chicken. Boom! 5 cans.
That's fucking gross.
And you're like, wow, that was awesome.
Thank you for that image.
I will never look.
Better just go. And then you're like, hey, this rest of that stuff, this is dog food. What game are we playing tonight?
I don't know, Nate, what'd you bring?
Parks and viticulture. Ugh, viticulture.
Oh, Parks is that one I didn't dig.
This was the one that you were slightly inebriated when we played.
But I still won.
Did you?
Yeah, I did
I thought
it.
Alyssa played. I thought Alyssa won.
Alyssa did play.
No, I won.
That doesn't sound right.
No,
to me.
I won because I
Hold
remember
please,
saying I
let us
didn't
consult
like it.
the archives.
And you were like, if you win, you'll like it. And I was like, I won, I still don't like it.
You did win.
Mm-hmm.
You won by a fair margin as well.
Oh, certainly don't
Greg
enjoy
was
that game.
Greg was tied with Alyssa at 26.
Somehow he pulled it off,
Yeah,
but I wasn't last.
that's true.
We played viticulture again. I don't know if that was mentioned before. Played that a long time ago. And Greg lost sorely.
Oh, Greg didn't understand the rules properly.
We still didn't understand.
Not that
the
Nate's
rules
a bad
properly in
teacher,
this one.
just I probably wasn't listening because Stacy was yapping in my ear.
She would never. We grew grapes and we made wine.
Grew grapes,
It was
made
fun.
wine, and I got 26 points, which is completely off the board, just for the record.
That piece off the board for sure.
He's off something.
Dinner was good. It was a little different. Sounds like there was a few extra things or
Extra things from the other time I
And-
made it.
Probably we'll put the recipe that if we made it again. This is the recipe that we would use below, right? Like we used it, just we do it in the right order. Like I think you mentioned at one point. You kinda,
Yeah, the way it's in the iPad is not in order.
Yeah. So anyway, like I said, it was good. We make it again. Stacy snuck in dark meat on Nate, and he didn't even notice because she blitzed it. I would have preferred the vegetables be cooked a little longer. Nate liked them the way they were, so I guess if like them al dente. It's
I
good.
like my vegetables to crunch.
But the noodles definitely, I think we're all in agreement that the noodles definitely needed a little bit more attention prior to getting thrown in. They needed to be squeezed out and probably cooked a little bit ahead of time because they were very rubbery. It's like eating spaghetti that only touched the boiling water for a second.
I think that's a little like.
I don't know. I don't know if that's how I would describe it.
I feel like I've never
They're
had
just
squid,
kind of
but
mush.
it really kind of reminds me of what squid would probably be like texturally. It's like, so when you get something in the mail and it's got that little blob of stretchy stuff to keep it closed,
the little like glue.
Yes.
and you pull it off and it like stretches and it's what I imagine that would be.
We're gonna have
If
to
I do it.
stay tuned for the next Cookbook Keto where we eat our own mail.
Probably ill-advised. I'll skip that one. I'll be out of town.
But anyway, yeah, the food tasted good. I think, like I said, the noodles just probably needed a little bit more love.
And if you wanted to, you could go dirty keto and use the low carb pasta.
Which, if you do your dirty keto, it's probably
You said
recommended. Do. But that's it for us today, guys. Thanks for tuning in again, and as always,
Stay keto.
and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks, Nate, for bringing it over.
Yep.
Thanks for letting me win this time.
Oh, of course, naturally.
And we're back.
Dog is driving me insane. As we've learned from past Cookbook Ketos, if I cut an onion by hand, we aren't eating until 10 o'clock at night. Okay, so...
Okay, so